Well, I'm not going to blabber on, as Amy likes to say. I'm not going to blabber on this week in my opening. We did a bunch of top 10 lists. I did a lot of videos for you guys over the holidays. You guys know we had a fantastic week. We had a great week. We had a tremendous year. And I will do a year-end video, I guess. I'm sure Kelly's working on something. It's been a great year at the stable. It really has. Very happy, and every year, we have this great summer. The horses race really good, we're on our high, and then we go to the sales, and I'm chewing my nails and my pins and needles. What are we going to do? What are we going to get? What are we going to end up with? Is everything going to work out? I have no idea. And when you look at the horses that we ended up with from the sale, I couldn't be happier with what took place in sale season 2024 this year for us. It's been amazing. We get to race in a lot of major races this year. First time this year. Now we raced in three Breeders' Crowns. And although they were all long shots, baby steps, right? They did belong, right? We set a world record with Memento Mori this year. He was amazing. We took a horse, Ian Time Is On My Side, we spent a lot of money for, had a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams hanging on him, and then came to the realization at the latter part of last summer that he maybe just was an okay horse. Went to start him up this winter. And it didn't take very long for us to realize we better change our staking engagements for this guy. He looked very good all year. He looked very good at the end of the year. And in what happened last year was, this year, the way that we raced Time Is On My Side was unique in the sense that we got him ready. We raced him in January, February, rested him. Raced him through it the latter part of the spring, rested him again, raced him through it the summer, gave him a little rest. He's back now. This is like his third or fourth rest of 2024. Yet the horse is raced almost full time. You have to look close to see the gaps in his schedule, and yet here he is, knocking on the door of $300,000 made this year, and a mark of 49-3 that he took twice, once in the mud and once in a fast track. He's been an incredible horse for us. He's made opened my eyes to a lot of things. Now, the only thing he hasn't answered, he may have led us down this path to where we are going to try new things. We're going to have a number of our horses ready to go right now. We're going to weed them out as the winter and the spring approaches. The ones that we think are going to be true stake horses, we're going to rest them, bring them back, just like we did with Time Is On My Side, and race them throughout the spring and summer, and rest them when we get chances in the middle of the summer also. So I'm going to get a calendar, and Amy and I are going to sit down at some point in the next few days and look and say, okay, where does I guess we can't really do it until the schedules all come out for next season. Sit down and say, okay, where can we race? Where should we race? Where would we race? Like a plan A, plan B, and then plan C would mostly be an exit strategy at that point. So looking forward, the season of Time Is On My Side may have changed the stable in a substantial way. Our methods and our theories as they come to our policies, if you will, when it comes to our 2-year-olds turning 3, and in some cases our 3-year-olds turning 4, how we look at those, how we approach those, and how we execute those have at least opened our eyes to possibilities. And that's not to say this is one horse, so it's not to say this will work with every horse, but it's not often done. So it's not to say, well, this guy tried it and it didn't work. Not really. I watch everybody, and I don't think that anybody approaches it the same way. And racing is changing all the time, so what maybe was beneficial to a horse or worked well a decade ago is totally different in this day and age. So, babe, that's 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
I'm not gonna blabber on.
It's 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, you don't listen, that's why. When it comes to the horses, though, thoroughly pleased with the way the babies are. And I love how you get surprises every year. The things that I love so much, what's that?
Look homeless.
The thing I love the most about this year, it just accentuates why we love the industry, right? You have a horse like Gorgeous Package, bought out of a dumpster somewhere, and trained down, and no one liked her. Amy actually specifically asked not to ever go with her again. And you did it today too.
Yeah, I did.
It's a good omen. She said she was not happy with Capistrano Nights, but you get awful worked up about Pacers.
I wasn't worked up.
She was just trying to go too fast. That's all she was doing.
No, that is not what happened.
That's exactly. I watched it happen in front of me.
Yeah, but she doesn't go fast when I ask her to. It's when everyone else is asking their horses to.
She gets excited because she's understanding her work, and she went to accelerate coming out of the turn. but her legs just went too fast for her brain. That's what happened. If
I
I'm not
noticed.
mistaken, if you go back and look at the day you said you don't want to go with Gorgeous Package anymore, it might have been a very similar
No,
situation.
it was further along.
Yeah.
The Gorgeous Package.
But I think it was the same type of situation.
She didn't steer very well.
Yeah. But when you look at a horse come from Gorgeous Package and turn into Gorgeous Package, it's a really cool feeling. Arrowhead Hanover, who looked like an okay horse, turned out to be a horse that could be one of our best sophomores this year. And it doesn't always work that way. Listen, we just talked about Pelican Al in an early one, right? Has not panned out as the horse we'd hoped he'd been. Changing some gear around and opening our eyes to maybe a different path with him in Ontario may change his trajectory also. You know, a horse like Never Lose Felix, virtually a throwaway, and we always have some of our clients say, I just assume if you don't like them when they're two, just get rid of them. Well, I'm not doing that. We're not going that far to the right where we're just going to be this assembly line stable. I don't like that. I don't like anything about it. We try our best to treat every horse differently in a unique way, and Never Lose Felix just seemed like he had speed, but just couldn't put it all together. Maybe he just needed to mature. And although he made a break the other day, there is speed there, and there is a nice horse in there. And I'm going to be very intrigued to see how he progresses over the next little while. Same as Speed of Sound. But then again, you have the other side of that where you've already, I'm ready too. Just wasn't good enough. We gave him the time. We did everything right by him. We brought him back, trained him down. He was just slow. He was just a slow horse. And there's nothing we can do about that. But those are the things that make us all love horse racing, because as much as you think you know, you don't. No one knows. And that's why we love this sport, and that's why we love this game. So, as far as last week goes, as far as the year goes, I'm going to touch on some high points. I'm going to spend some time over the next few days looking at what happened with us, with me, month to month, or with our horses. We had a horse, you can count the amount of trotting mares that took sub 150 marks on your hands. I'm sure of it. I bet you couldn't find 10 distinct mares, trotting mares, that have won races sub 150. I bet you there wouldn't be more than 10 in the history of this sport. I could be wrong. Maybe there's 25. I don't know. But I bet you there's less than 10. And we broke, trained down, and conditioned one of them. So we have a world champion in Memento Mori. The fastest 2-year-old gelding of all time on the trotting side was broke, trained down, and raced by us. One of the fastest mares of all time in Tactile Mounts, 49-4. The same thing. And this is by no means me saying, hey, great job, Anthony. No, Megan had Tactile Mounts. Eric and Kathy had Memento Mori at the time. That isn't me, but this is what we accomplished together. This is what the stable has done. Because I'll have people all the time tell me, oh, well, you guys didn't win any Breeders' Crowns. You didn't win the Hamiltonian. You didn't win the Little Brown Jug. You didn't win the North American Cup, the Meadowlands Pace. No, we didn't. But my answer to that is we're not going anywhere. And to think we never will would just be foolish and naive. Eventually we will. And that's why this is the coolest stable. We have the best clients, and we're always moving forward. And I guess that's the theme of 2024, moving forward. And I've been pleased, been happy, and couldn't be happier the way that things are turning out. So, a quick look back at last week, right? Monday, 3-point Blue Chip was a little flat, looks like money jogged. Vehement just got beat, and Brace for Landing never really had a chance, but that's Brace for Landing. Woodmere Betcha was a winner for the third time this year, which is also the third time she's ever raced. She is undefeated in her rookie season at 2 and will remain that way as the calendar flips in another 3 days. Speed of Sound raced good, admirably. Could have raced better, but raced good. James had some steering issues with her. We're moving to fix that immediately. Never Lose Felix. James blamed it on himself. He thought the horse he tapped him on the tail and he sprung forward and made a break. It's not the end of the world. It's not the first time it's happened to a rookie trotter. And every time you make a mistake like that, it's something you can learn from. And I can assure you, James won't make that mistake again. Then we got back yesterday. I was so pleased. International Man, I know he's been labeled the most ugly trotter we've ever had. That's not accurate. He's not near the most ugly trotter we've ever had. No. Not even close. But I can tell you what he is. He's a treat to drive. And he is an okay horse. And the one thing that everybody has to understand about International Man, he's only got, 10 starts in 2 years. He's missing a ton of muscle over his hind end because he just doesn't have race experience as a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. And he will continue to get better and better and better over the next few months. My only hope is that he doesn't jump out of these classes to where now he can't do, and we can't afford him the opportunity to come forward, in which case we'd have to sell him. I hope he gets to slowly get better and better and better and stay in classes where he can do well. That is my hope for international man. Ready for Landing was fantastic yesterday, an easy winner. 55-3 at the Meadows, looked very good. Tenacious Hanover did what he could, but he is in a little deep in that class. We're going to see if he can race in the condition claimer here at Northfield Park. Greatest ending race, great. It's going to be a long time before he climbs out of any sort of financial hole he's put us in, but at the same time, that is racing. I just want to see the horse continue to get better and hopefully get on a roll at some point, and he is inching closer to that point right now. Save America was nothing short of fantastic yesterday. The horse raced utterly amazing. I was thoroughly pleased with him. What a treat he's been since we purchased him. JK Victory got off to a rough start with us when he was in Ontario, just couldn't kind of function. He went back to his roots in Indiana, not once, but twice. Did much better the first time than the second time, but did okay. Now the question we had to ask ourselves is can this horse get around a 5/8? Can he get around a half? Well, qualified him at Northfield in 56, and he just got beaten 52 in the mud yesterday at Dayton. So to answer both those questions, it is yes, he can get around both now. Admiral Deal was fantastic yesterday at Woodbine. Horse raced great. I was thoroughly impressed with him. And Drebin was absolutely fantastic again. Here's a horse that bankrolled a lot of my 130,000 Canadian almost made, I think, in 2024. Every dime of it in overnight money. That's tough to do. And a great year for Drebin and a great job by Dominic. Tim had him, Jason had him. Everybody's had this horse, and he's been great all year long. Mounds for All, first start back from a slight injury earlier in the season. I suspect you're going to see him get better and better and better as the season rolls on and as we turn the calendar into 2025. Now tonight we have in 30 minutes Spitfire racing, Yo Mister's racing, and Lover's Play is racing. Tyler is going to drive Lover's Play tonight for me. A little burnout from the holidays, throat's still a little bit sore, and I'm going to take the evening off. So with that, 12 minutes. Told you I wasn't going to blabber. No blabber. 12 minutes. Going on 13. Will be your opening this week. I just wanted to tell everybody how pleased I was with the open house. Such a terrible thing when you have to move it back a whole day. The turnout was great. Our staff was great. The horses were great. It was definitely it always is a treat and always a pleasure, and it was again today, Saturday, December 28th. I will endeavor to do a better job. I want to get back to doing some outreach as I did in the early years of the stable, and that will be my plan. It was my plan for this Christmas, but it will definitely be my plan for the summer open house. I'll be looking forward to that. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Hope you had a lot of fun watching the open house. It was a lot of fun. It was a great day. Amy, how many wins you have? 2? 3? 2? I had none. No wins for Anthony. A couple. I might have even missed a couple of checks, truth be told. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. A wonderful rest of your night. Good luck to my partners on Spitfire, Yo Mister, Lover's Play, tomorrow, Memory and Casanova. And on Monday, we're going to have some fun on Monday. Time is on my side, and Patrick DePerona. Good luck. I will talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.